Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Super Mario Sunshine 100%. It's time for Blue Coins of Pinna Park. This is a lot of hoping the bullet bills get far enough to where you want them to go.
Yeah,
Like, do the bullet bills have
the
to?
the bullet bills are the only thing that can open these crates,
Baskets, yeah.
these baskets, these wicker baskets that it looks like. And I'm no expert, but last I saw, wicker baskets weigh next to nothing. So, what's stopping Mario from just toppling it over on its side?
Well, you see, obviously he has to hold Flood with his hands.
No, he doesn't. It's strapped to his back.
Well, no, because you see, like, he has to press the buttons on the handlebars.
No, I mean just using his hands. He can use his hands to pick up fruit, as Ryan is demonstrating right now.
Yes, but as we all know, fruit is lighter than a wicker basket. I mean, it's so big, and it's as big as he is. How could he ever pick up a whole wicker basket?
Just because something's bigger doesn't mean it's heavier.
Maybe Mario is just really fooled by the psychological element.
Are you one of those cucks that believes mass is equivalent to weight?
Well, I'm American, so yes.
Good answer.
There's a one up there?
I did not know there was a one up there.
The more you know.
And you're just not going to get it. Okay. I mean,
I don't need it.
I think didn't he get it? I thought did you Yoshi's
Oh, and then there's just a pineapple hidden underground. Okay.
Well, yeah, the fruit on the ground that's deliberate.
That's the only way you can get Yoshi out here.
Yeah, that's how you get Yoshi available.
Yeah, but did somebody just bury a pineapple under the sand?
Yeah, I mean that's how pineapple trees are made, Ted. You played Animal Crossing.
I thought that. Can you get pineapples in Animal Crossing?
Well, no, but that's how you get a fruit tree. Or
I thought that animals ate the pineapple, thus dispersing the seeds farther away from the tree.
No, they put the whole ass pineapple on the ground.
Oh, okay. That's
science.
Oh man, how stupid am I?
Well, I mean, technically speaking, that could sometimes work. But yes, animals are supposed to eat and digest the fruit and poop out the seeds. Okay.
Well, thank God I'm not eating right now.
Man, you ever just have those times where you just throw up profusely all over the beach and then your vomit pops a papaya straight out of the ground?
The cycle of life. Such a beautiful thing.
Okay, the orange Yoshi really does look like it's pissing when you're in the first person mode.
Okay, yeah, but
Nah, it's too orange.
it's too orange because
Listen,
it's
we
too
don't know
orange,
how well
and even if
Mario's
it was,
eating.
if like you don't want your urine that thick, like in terms of like its coloration, like that is a
Have you
deep
seen
shade of
how
orange.
Mario eats? I would not be surprised if it was like that.
I'm having flashbacks to a fucking Travis Strikes Again part where we actually went on a tangent about this. Jesus Christ.
About the coloration of urine?
Yes. Can we not
Yeah.
do that again?
No, because we're just trying to warn everybody that if your piss is too dark, you need to drink more water, or you need to go to the doctor.
I know. I was the one who said that last time. Can we not?
You're really adverse to talking about the piss, Lewis. I'm gonna need you to pee in this cup and take a drug test.
Okay. We've all had the joke.
You
Move on to another tangent, please.
just look into the doctor's samples and it's orange juice, and you're
Look, a durian popped out of the ground. What a weird
You
durian.
can't switch this topic.
If it's
No one cares
purple,
about durians,
definitely
Lewis.
stop what you're doing and go to a doctor.
Now piss in the cup.
Now I'm thinking about grape soda and how I can no longer stand the taste of it.
Why
It's
can
the
you no
carbon-
longer stand the taste of grape soda?
God damn it! Now we can't talk about grape soda because Ryan went back to the piss fruit. No, but I can't drink grape soda anymore. I can drink grape juice.
I just
But
don't
I
like
can't
grape
drink grape soda.
anything.
Really?
Not strictly true. I like raisins. Not like
What do
in
you do to
anything.
the Yoshi there, Mario?
I don't like raisins in anything. Like raisin cookies, gross. But just like the little red boxes of raisins, like those are fine. I'll eat those. But I don't like grape flavor in anything. Grape. soda, grape. Because you know why? It's the Robitussin that you had to drink as kids when you had a sore throat. Always grape flavored and always terrible.
Oh no, that is I would struggle to identify that as grape flavored.
That's
That
what
is
the
purple.
box says.
That though the box is a lie because that's just not grape.
Well,
that's purple flavored.
It's probably the artificial flavorings are similar between the two, and you're tasting that. Because taste associations are kind of weird. So are smell associations, for that matter. Like, when I was very, very young, I had a babysitter made pasta with Parmesan cheese while they were watching us, and I had been sick very recently. Now, one of the funny things about Parmesan is that it has like a particular acidity to it that is shared with vomit. So, of course, I smelled that, and my brain associated it with the smell of my own sick from a few weeks before, and I couldn't eat my food because that smell was... I probably confused my babysitter pretty hard that day because I being young and unfiltered, I just said it smelled like vomit, like straight up.
There is a similarity in its pungent odor. You're not wrong. Like I can see the confusion.
Well, it's the same kind of acidity that American chocolate also has. I learned that in an Adam Ragusa video. And that's why some people think Hershey's chocolate also smells like vomit.
There's a psychological element to it as well. If you know the Pavlov dog thing, it's kind of like that, where if you have a really bad experience eating, I don't know, Chinese food, for example, just the smell of Chinese food, if you had a bad enough experience, could make you start to feel sick. That it's like an
associative memory.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like on the edge of psychology and physiology. Because fun fact, Pavlov was not a psychologist; he was a physiologist. He was studying dog spit, and that's where the whole Pavlov dog thing came from. He's just like, "Congrats, you're now one of the most famous scientists in the field that you're not even in." It's like, man. Imagine that you were, trying to study outer space and you suddenly became known for
geology,
your fitness videos.
But man, you learn the weirdest things about things that you took for granted, like stepping away from food. I was watching or listening to in the car a video about the developmental history of Final Fantasy X, and I found out all sorts of weird things about its original concept, including the fact that it was originally supposed to be about a plague that would kill the people who had it when they turned 17. And I'm just like, what? How did we go from that to the Cloverfield monster?
There's a Cloverfield monster in Final Fantasy X? Oh, is that Sin?
Yes, it's Sin.
Yeah.
Okay. It looks weirdly similar to the Cloverfield monster.
You see, okay, because the thing is, I've never actually watched Cloverfield, and all of the
hold on,
ads
wait a minute.
for
What are we talking
Cloverfield-
about? Because everyone knows what the Cloverfield monster actually looks like.
No, I don't, because so here's the thing: if you don't remember Cloverfield hype, because you weren't around in 2009 or whenever the hell it came out, all of the advertising was like, oh, what does it actually look like? Because you only ever see like, a leg here or a claw there. In the trailers and whatever. And the movie's one of the earliest found footage movies, or at least one of the first ones that before it became really popular in the early 2010s.
The thing is, though, the image that I believe Lewis is referring to was confirmed fake.
Oh, okay.
Where it was a bipedal whale monster. It's not. That's not what the Cloverfield monster looks like.
Oh, okay.
At all. Yeah.
Well, okay, that's unfortunate. Makes it a lot less funny. Okay, so how did we go from a plague that kills you when you're 17 to the fake Cloverfield monster?
Well, you can still say spiritual space whale or some other shit. I don't know.
Well, no, because that just makes me think of the weirdest fucking lore from Skyrim. There are these, like, sky whale things in the old Skyrim lore that basically exuded this drug-like gas that would make anyone who was hunting it high, essentially. Elder Scrolls lore is weird.
It might be like an attempt to replicate Whaler, like the way Whalers behaved, because, oh god, I'm half remembering the context that I learned about Moby Dick in my English,
Dickens?
like 203 class or whatever. Whalers were fucked up, is basically the short version. And I believe that, like, a lot of them had, like, some sort of something going on. Oh god. Just wait, we're gonna get somebody in the comments. Oh yes, hi, I have my PhD in whaler studies from the 1600s. Actually, what you're thinking of.
That just happens to watch BrainScratch.
Yeah, I know, right? Listen, sometimes smart people needs to ground themselves by listening to the dumbest thing possible, and that's what we're here for.
But the other weird thing, which is slightly more relevant to a Mario commentary, is that early on in Final Fantasy X's development, Tidus was supposed to be a plumber.
What?
He was supposed to be a delinquent who was
From
really
Brooklyn.
He was supposed
the princess.
He was supposed to be a delinquent teenager who was really angry at life and who worked as a plumber. Yes. They changed him to a cheerful sports star because they didn't think that protagonist would be very good.
It's certainly more relatable. Like, a teenager who hates his life and works a crappy job is certainly more relatable than,
Maybe they didn't want to repeat it too much of Squall.
That is true, because nobody likes Squall.
Oh no, people like Squall as a character.
People like
It's
Squall.
just that Final Fantasy VIII was released in the late 90s.
Okay, yeah, but just because something was released in the late 90s doesn't mean that that character is ultimately, like, good or liked.
No, but people's perception of the character would be vastly different compared to how we consume shit nowadays.
Squall is actually the kind of character that I appreciate more as an adult than I did as a teenager, weirdly. But
I was speaking as someone that was able to fully experience 8 for the first time as an adult. I appreciate Squall. Like, I think he's a fascinating character.
The thing is, Final Fantasy VIII's story strengths are the kind of story strengths that are a bit obtuse. So it's like, a lot of people asking for very obvious answers to very obvious questions back in the day.
Yeah, I mean, that's my point, though. It's like, in the late 90s, around that time, Squall would be viewed as emo and whiny and unappreciative. Because that's just that was just our perception of those kind of characters and other things back in the day.
All of these people are trying to be nice to him, and he's just a dick to everybody.
Well, then they didn't play further than 10 minutes into the game.
Squall is less emo and more just stuck inside his own head for most of the game. It's
and there's very good reasoning for it.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a good and very well fleshed out character. It's honestly one of the only parts of Final Fantasy VIII's story that completely works.
So, speaking as one of those people who hasn't played more than 10 minutes of the game, I'm going to call this the Tales of Abyss problem, because I think I've gone on this tangent before, too, where you can have in theory, or very well-written character, but there's only so much of them being insufferable that you're able to manage before you start getting sick of it. Luke in Tales of the Abyss's problem was that, while being well-written, he was so obnoxious that you didn't care how well written he was, because you just wanted him off the screen every time you saw him.
That just sounds like a symptom of the Tales games being genuinely unsubtle in every aspect. But
yeah, I have my own share of issues with the Tales series. Like, I've tried it a number of times, and I think that you're right in that the characters are so, like, broadly, like, characterized and kind of very tropey and stereotype driven that I have trouble looking at them past that.
Well, yeah.
I think, a fair way to put it.
The Tales series it's very into what I genuinely and uncharitably call shonen checklist tropes. So it very unapologetically uses a lot of those in its writing. There's almost always a childhood friend love interest for the shonen protagonist, for example. It's like
Tales of the Abyss actually doesn't have the childhood friend love interest. Instead,
instead
it's the I just met you 10 minutes ago, love interest.
Okay. So, trading one checklist item for another.
Okay, actually, you know what? I take that back. Technically, there is a childhood friend love interest, but it's weird because of how of backstory that I don't want. I can't really explain without spoiling the whole game. Basically, yeah. Like I've tried to play the Tales series a number of times. I would like to get more into it, but it was a question of one. I wasn't really a huge fan of the Tales of Symphonia's story was okay, but again, the characters were pretty I felt lacked a little bit of depth. And I've also just never been able to get into the combat. I've found the combat always pretty shallow from what I do believe the later games get better at that from what I've been told. Like the ones starting on the 360 and PS3, I think, start to get better combat.
I did play a fair bit of, which one is it? It's all the Tales titles kind of jumble together in my head.
I know. That's part of the problem.
Berseria, that's the one. Tales of Berseria. I quite like the combat.
You see, that was one of the ones I tried, and I thought that the combat was mostly the same as Symphonia and Abyss from what I played. It felt pretty button mashy, and
it's always button mashy in the Tales games. It plays a lot smoother than the older games in terms of flow, but okay. It takes a while in any given Tales game for you to get to the point where strategy really matters in a fight.
I should stress, button mashy does not inherently mean bad, because, again, first off, I'm the guy who's played over 1,000 hours of Hyrule Warriors, so obviously just because something has a lot of...
Also, the entire East series is button mashing the game.
So that's kind of what I was getting at. East 3, East Oath and Felghana, is one of my favorite action RPGs of all time, and its combat is almost exclusively like button mashing. The difference is that game is all about speed and keeping your combo up as high as possible. So it's more about positioning and in movement than just about combat depth, whereas the Tales of series, they give you all of these different attacks that you can do, and you can do button combinations to do specific things, and there's theoretically 15 different characters that you can play as, but in practice I just was Lloyd and I mashed the A button until I won is what it felt like I was doing. So again, I could be playing it wrong, I could just be a scrub, and the Tales of fans in the comments will tell me how I'm bad at
as long as it works.
Well, the Tales of games are also built with a fairly casual difficulty curve in mind. They're not really meant to challenge you like a Shin Megami Tensei game would, or
that's fine too. Not every RPG needs to be SMT Nocturne or Dragon Quest II. I would actually argue that most RPGs shouldn't be SMT Nocturne or Dragon Quest II. Those are sometimes food. But yeah, maybe I think a lot of them have difficulty options too, if I remember correctly.
Yeah,
maybe I should try on hard mode next time I try one.
Yeah. The other thing though is that I think it's important to have a lot of easy RPGs that people can play to get into the genre, so that they can cut their teeth before they get into the games that will, kick their face in every time they make a mistake.
So here's the thing. There already is that though, and it's called Pokemon, which is the most popular RPG franchise on the planet. The problem I found though is that Pokemon, unfortunately, is uniquely situated as a game that teaches bad habits for other RPG series.
Don't ever waste an attack slot or a turn on a move that debuffs your opponent, because you're just wasting a turn that you could be using to damage them.
So that's the frustrating thing too, is that status effects and stat buffs and whatnot are effective in Pokemon. They are very, very good. At least everybody who plays Pokemon will acknowledge that sleep and paralyze are good.
Well, competitively, yes. In the single player, only when you're trying to catch something.
That is true, because it's I can't tell you how many people you will see who have played Pokemon and their team is level 65 Blastoise, level 12 Paris, like level 10 Pidgey, and then that's it. You know,
Hey, that Paris is a therapy buddy.
yeah, the Paris is there to cut down trees and put a Pokemon to sleep before you catch them. He's a valuable member of the team. I don't know what more you want. But yeah, so it's just Paper Mario 2. I love Paper Mario, but that is also another series where if that's like one of the only RPGs you've ever played, you're not learning good RPG habits, because yes, you can put your opponents to sleep or whatever, but you could also just murder them.
Can't you like guide them to a different height by
No.
jumping?
Not the black ones, no.
Oh,
The
yeah.
purple ones
so
home in on you, so I'm
Yeah, the
kind of
purple ones
waiting
are the
for
ones I'm
I'm waiting
you
for
might
one
be
of those.
thinking of Galaxy, because in Galaxy, all of the Billet Bills will kind of follow you, like the blue ones do in this game. And there's a lot of challenges in Galaxy where you
Wait,
Yeah,
can
these-
you use the wind up bombs?
No.
Does it have to be Bullet Bills?
Yeah.
They won't blow up the baskets. That's so fucking weird.
To be fair to Lewis, I never considered it. So I can't answer just straight up no, because I actually do not know.
I'm pretty sure they don't. The gold ones blows up and do a bunch of coins when you explode.
Well,
so.
at least you got the blue coin.
Yep.
Too bad.
Okay. Back
I'm
to
actually
Pinna
really
Park
curious about that
again.
now. Can you use the bombs to blow up the wicker baskets?
Someone in the comments will correct us if we're
Because
wrong.
I believe, like, when you douse them, they become harmless, but they will blow up after a time.
Yeah.
I believe. So you can.
That's
pick
how
them up.
That's how
Yeah.
you beat the Monty Mole, is you throw the blue bombs
Yeah.
back
So
out.
I was wondering if you could use that to blow up the wicker baskets, but
Oh, and now
I'm
that you
pretty
died,
sure
they all
you
respawn,
can,
even
so.
if they don't have the blue coin underneath them.
it's a good thing that you can see through the wicker. I mean, here in HD land you can. I'm not sure how well that would have worked in Wait, why are you bothering to blow these up?
He doesn't remember which ones he got and which ones he didn't.
Probably also to make sure they're out of the way.
The baskets can only be destroyed by either a bullet bill, a missile bill, or a golden bullet bill crashing into it.
So, Babam, okay.
Babams,
So,
yeah.
I like how these wicker baskets are selectively indestructible. You know?
They also just can't be picked up or toppled over.
But if they can't be picked up, how did they arrive there in the first place? Were they created at the dawn of time with a blue coin inside them?
I'm going to assume that a cargo ship passing over the island had a snafu and a shitload of wicker baskets fell from the plane, landed face down on the beach, and now they're just wedged in that son of a bitch.
Oh no.
Which wouldn't explain this one, because this one is on cement.
Oh, come on.
Okay, you got to admit, that's some pretty damn good aim on the Monty Mole's part. Like, imagine shooting a bullet out of the air with another bullet. That's like some...
That's
some-
Matrix shit, yeah.
That's some, like, Max Payne gung fu shenanigans.
I'm pretty sure Dante does that in Devil May Cry 3 at one point when he's fighting a lady or something. Ah.
Oh, I also like that you can tell that in order for the bullet bills to fire at the correct rate, they speed up to reach Mario when they're this far away. Oh.
This one is just refusing to be at the correct altitude.
It reminded me of a Sonic Heroes homing attack, where you would spin around and orbit the thing you're trying to hit instead of actually hitting it.
I think... All right. Whatever, you got the coin at the very least.
Yeah,
There's
that's
still
all that
another
matters.
one left.
Yep, I got 2 more.
The coins do give you a bit of health, so...
It's weird. They count as health so that they heal you, but they don't count as coins for anything else, which is just strange.
Very.
I guess
think
it's so that they
amount
don't.
of coins will heal the frustrations of trying to get these fucking coins.
Okay, what's next? We got more Pinna Park coins.
There was
One last coin.
I think there's one left, and I'm assuming this is one Ryan just missed and looked at the guide and said, "Oh fuck, I gotta go back here."
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
There it is.
What you're not seeing is just the rummaging around. Is like, did I get this one? Yeah, I got that one. Did I get this one? Yeah, I got that one. I think I got this one. So then you go check and you realize, nope, I didn't. All right, now I can cut back here.
I do very much appreciate modern video games, modern collectathons, I should say, have done a lot of work to alleviate the one last collectible issue. Because the worst thing in a video game is having to retread the entire level looking for the one last whatever it is you're looking for. So
Assassin's Creed 2 and its fucking feathers. I will never forget.
Yeah, we'll get more blue coins in the next part of Super Mario Sunshine.